Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. Hope you guys are doing pretty well. It's actually Sunday evening here. It's like 6:30, almost 7, November 16th. And so I want to kind of just get back on track here in terms of videos for my recommended products for 2025. Now this video is going to focus on primarily ceramic coating. So I broke it down into different categories: entry level, more professional grade coatings, glass, trim, wheels, and interior coatings. Hopefully that kind of just gives you a nice good view of like, hey, here's what Mike recommends. I'll look into these and we'll go from there. Before we get there, I did tell you guys that I was gonna mention to you about the story that I had with my eye. And long story short, I had allergies that one week because it was Santa Ana conditions, and just one day my allergies were out of control. And I was sneezing from the afternoon, like 4:30 in the afternoon till about 11:30 when I went to bed. And typical allergies: sneezing, watery eyes, runny nose, and I started getting like the like from all that nasal drip, like felt like a sore throat. I thought I was getting sick, but it wasn't that because the next day I woke up just fine. But when I woke up the next morning, I look in the mirror and like half my eye, so we cut my eye in half, and you look at the left hand side of the left eye, it was all red. I was like, what happened here? And I'm looking at my eye. I was like, oh, it's broken blood vessels. So I went to the eye doctor, and he checked my vision. He says, yeah, your vision's fine. He looked at my eye. He did the contrast. And he looked at it under UV. He says, well, he goes, I can't do anything for you. It's gonna just have to heal on its own. But he goes, believe it or not, this is more common than normal. And he goes, in your case, it's from your allergies. You were either sneezing too hard or you're rubbing your eyes too hard, and that's what caused it. So I didn't realize that it was that common, but that's that common. He even says that people who like cough hard, or sometimes when they're really sick and they're vomiting really hard, he goes that they can do some crazy things to breaking blood vessels in their eyes. So again, your body does some weird stuff, especially as you get older. I'm in my mid 40s, and again, some weird stuff happens. But it took 2 weeks, and he said it's going to take 2 weeks because of the amount of blood that was in that area. So in 2 weeks, it definitely went away and cleared up, and you can see my eyes, back to normal. So again, nothing cool. He just says, yeah, tell your friends that you were lifting a heavy car and you had all this pressure, and that's what happened. But so just want to share that story. The other thing I want to mention here is actually earlier today. So this is Sunday, November 16th. I went to the H2O Detail and Supply grand opening. So I had a chance to go over there, and I had a chance to meet Eddie and Jamie face to face. And I also had the chance to meet Josh V. Surprisingly, I didn't know Josh V was going to be there. And I met the guys from Details Auto, Joel and Sal. Met those two guys, and everybody's just a stand-up person in real life. Just meeting them. I met Tony from Buff and Shine, so I talked to him for a little bit. So Tony, appreciate you giving me the pad, and then the guys from Details Auto, I appreciate you guys giving me the shirt. And then of course Eddie just wanted to give a bunch of stuff, and I walked home with a bunch of free stuff that he gave me. So I appreciate you guys, and it was real nice meeting you guys. I'll post pictures on the screen while we're talking this entire time, but had a chance to meet all of them. Again, it's really nice to meet people in person. And HCO Details Point they have a nice setup there. Uh, you know, a nice store in there, and they do sell Detail Co, Innova Car Care, Clean by Pan. They have the towels from House of Rags. I'm going off the top of my head here because I really didn't take pictures. Then they have PNS. They have Car Pro, and I think they have some in-house brands there for local brands. Again, I just went in there as a spectator. I didn't take my camera, no nothing. I just wanted to go as a spectator. I was like, I'm not doing anything. I'm just taking some time off. So I took some pictures with the guys. I had some people just come up to me and say, hey, you so and so, and I said, yeah, and they said, oh, we watch your stuff. So I appreciate you guys for coming up, and it's really nice to put a face to the name, and forget your screen name and your face. I mean, your name and your screen name. I apologize. Again, it's an odd sensation when people come up to you and say, hey, are you so and so? But a real nice time there. They had a great event. I was there I think I got there about 1 o'clock. I was there till the end, about 3 o'clock. So I was there for a couple hours hanging out with the guys. So real good stuff there. So because they're local to the Wilmington, California area, you can just swing by the store and pick up some stuff. Really cool. They have a real nice setup in there. So Other than that, let's go ahead and get started with the coatings of 2025. And I do want to start by talking about the panel prep because a lot of people will overlook this step here. So the panel prep is one of the most important, if not the most important, preparation step prior to applying your ceramic coating to the surface of your paint. And the reason I say that is when you're doing your paint correction or maybe even just one-step polishing, the polishes that you're using and the compounds and polishes will have polishing oils in them. And in order for you to remove those polishing oils, you need to use some sort of panel prep, whether it's IPA, solvent-based, whatever it may be. You need something to clean that surface free of those oils so that you apply your ceramic coating, it bonds to the paint. And there's so many different panel preps. You can just use the one that you enjoy the most. Now there's this thing that's, kind of, how can I say this? It's always recommended by various brands like, hey man, you need to use the designated panel prep for that ceramic coating. And I've been ceramic coating for 20 years at this point, just playing around with ceramic coatings and applying them and testing them and doing all this stuff. I'm not a believer in that. That's just my take on it based on experience, because anytime I use a different panel prep, the coating still performs just fine. But it's more like I don't want to say it's a liability thing, more of a precaution, I guess you could say, from the manufacturer side of thing, because if the coating does fail for any reason, they say, hey, what's your steps? And you tell them, it's like, oh, I use this product. And then they ask you, well, what panel prep did you use? And they say, well, I use this one. It's like, well, that's because you didn't use ours. That's because that's why it failed. So it's kind of a cop out, but it's also a precaution for the manufacturer of the coating. Again, I'm just not a believer in that. I don't think you need to, because what's going to happen is you use a coating, you buy the panel prep, you use that panel prep once, maybe twice, and then you go and try a different coating and you go and buy that panel prep. So now you have a buildup of all these panel preps that you're going to use once or twice. And you're like, well, I bought this for this coating. Maybe that coating manufacturer goes out of business. So now you're stuck with their panel prep and you're like, well, what am I going to do with it? So that's what I was saying is like, you don't need, at least based on my experience, I don't find the need to use a dedicated panel prep for that particular brand's coating. Again, it's just a precaution for that manufacturer, because they can come back and say, hey, well, you didn't use our stuff. That's why it failed. So there's different ones like, Carpro Eraser. And I brought Carpro Eraser for two reasons. Number one, it's a good panel prep. Number two, I can't get this in California because it violates the VOC. It's not VOC compliant. So I can't buy this anymore. So if I'm using a C-Quartz coating or Carpro coating, I really can't use Eraser because I can't buy it. Same thing with Geon. Geon Prep, you can't buy it here in California. It just doesn't meet the VOCs. So what I ended up doing, because I do have a little bit left in this bottle, is I ended up transitioning over to Meguiar's M122 Surface Prep. And I've been using this as my panel prep for anything. And I've never had a problem with coatings bonding to a surface that's been clean with this. So that's just my take on it. I just want to kind of just share that. But there's different panel preps on the market. I just showed you a couple. One, DIY has one as well, which is pretty good. Now, personally, what I ended up doing, I'm going to get these out of the way, is I transitioned over to the Dr. Beasley's Nano Surface Primers. And the reason I did so, number one, I like the polishes. I like what they can do. And now that they have their new core cut, which I do have, which is, their compound. What I like about these is you don't need to do a panel prep. So you can just polish your panel, polish your entire car, compound your entire car, whatever you want to do. And you can come back and just apply the coating right over this, and it's going to bond to this, and this is going to actually increase the strength of the bond. Again, you don't need a panel prep because there's nothing, is it inorganic? I guess inorganic in the polishes to hinder that bonding. So I just want to kind of state that, and I've moved on to that, those polishes to do all my polishing work. So I've never had a coating fail using those. Okay, so now let's get to the coatings here. As I said, we kind of broke these down. So I want to talk about the entry-level coating lineup here. Now, I don't have the particular bottle anymore, but the first one we're going to take a look at is Geon Can Coat here. So again, good value for your money. You're getting 200 milliliters, which is 6.76 ounces of an actual coating in here. And it's just delivered in a spray format, so you get the sprayer in here. You can coat multiple vehicles with this. 6, maybe you can probably get about 6 applications out of this, maybe a little bit more. But again, it goes a long way. It's a wipe on, wipe off coating. You can apply it with a towel or microfiber. I actually would recommend to do it with a microfiber because you get more even coverage than with using a towel in your hand, because sometimes you don't have even pressure. But again, it's a real nice coating application with this. Uh, the original formula, which is what I have on hand here, I got 15 months out of it consistently, and now with the newer one, my brother got like 2 years out of it, so it works really good. And you can use this as a standalone, or you can use this as a maintenance topper, like yearly for your coating maintenance for your customers or for your personal vehicle. So it kind of works good in multiple ways. You can pretty much use it on any surface of the vehicle: paint, glass, trim, wheels. The only thing that GM doesn't recommend is use it on front glass. That's because they have their own dedicated glass product. But I've never tried it on front glass, so I don't know how well it's going to do. But everywhere else just does fine. Gives you more of that candy coated gloss versus depth, so you're not going to get much depth with this one. But again, it's a real nice coating option. So I'm going to go ahead and just put can coat there. Maybe I'll put it here so you guys can actually see it. And then up next, I'm going to go ahead and give it to Seaquartz Light. Now this is version 1. I do have version 2 because they sent it to me. CarPro did, Avi did. And so version 1 was a good coating. The bottle stated 6+ month durability. Its true durability was 15 months. I've tested this a couple times, and I've got a year easily out of this. I just have it on the Equinox on the side mirrors because C6 Hydro Light failed on there, and I ended up putting this after polishing it, and it's doing just fine. Real nice hydrophobics. It's not, these two are not the slickest coatings. They're more of that smooth feeling. Of course, Can Coat's a little slicker than this. But you get a lot of money for your money in here. This is 150 milliliters, which is 5 ounces of product for a good cost. So this is a wipe on, wipe off, more of the traditional dispensing of the product here with the dropper in here. I don't mind the tape. I tape all my coatings to not let air in there. But yeah, real nice coating. Add some nice depth. Real nice hydrophobics. This original version was a combination of Seaquartz TiO2 and Seaquartz UK. So real nice coating from here. Real nice ease of use. Again, wipe off, wipe on, wipe off type of coating. Real nice. So I'm looking forward to Seaquartz Light 2.0. Okay, we're going to go over to the next one here. It's Ethos Easy Peasy. So this one's they claim up to 3-year durability. You're probably gonna, this is probably easily a 1 to 2 year coating here. But what I like about this one is it has a longer flash time. So I can apply it to multiple panels and then come back and wipe it off. Real good slickness, a real good feeling when, tactile sensation on the surface. Real nice hydrophobics. Again, overall, real nice coating application, very easy to use. Now, I understand some of you that are overseas may not be able to get this. I spoke to Tim about this as I came in. You guys need to get this over to the UK because people want to try it. Tim's working on it. Again, they're a small business, so they're working on it. But again, Ethos Easy Peasy gets a recommendation from me. It's a real nice coating. You don't get as much as these two, so it does cost a little bit more, but it works really well. And you can use this as a top coat for their coatings of Graphene Matrix or Graphene Max, add a little bit more slickness to the surface. Again, real nice. Performed really well when I was testing it side by side. And then the next one up, I'm gonna go Geon 1. And so Geon 1 is kind of like Seaquartz Light, meaning up to 2-year durability here. Think of this as the baby brother to Geon Pure Evo. Real nice application. So wipe on, wipe off coating. Again, they claim up to 2 years with this one. Has some real nice depth in it to this one. Again, not the slickest coating, but again, a real nice coating from Geon here. Real easy, real user friendly. Little goes a long way with like most of their coatings. And one thing you can actually do is you have your base layer of this and then put this for more of that candy coated gloss on this. But again, this is a SiO2 coating. Real nice coating here. Really enjoyed using that. Up next, we're going to do an honorable mention here. I'm going to give this to Jade Jet here. If the product looks familiar, they're both manufactured by B&B. Again, this Adams one is the consumer version. This is the professional version. And you're probably asking, well, what's the difference? The professional version, you're going to get more solid content in here. The guys over at B&B, when I was talking to them, they told me that this is a claim up to 3-year durability coating. Now, they do say this is a true coating. Again, just delivered in a spray format. They even told me at one point that it rivals the performance of Can Coat. I've never actually tested this real long term. I've used it as a top coat for my brother's truck, but then I didn't see it for a while, so I don't know how it does. But you can use it as a standalone or as a maintenance topper, like maybe once a year for a coating. You can just use this. Um, I mean, you're getting a lot for your money. This is 12 ounces or 355 milliliters. I think it retails for like $90 currently in 2025. So you're getting a lot for your money. I think it's like, I calculate it's like a quarter, 25 cents per milliliter for use here. But again, real nice. Apply to the surface. I would recommend to spray into an applicator, wipe on the surface, and it has a real slick feeling on it. Real, pretty good hydrophobics on here. So it gets an honorable mention from me in this category. It has a UV tracer as well. You can use it on pretty much any surface, just like these other ones. So I'm going to put that one here. The other one I don't have the bottle for, yeah, I don't have the bottle up here anymore. I ended up throwing it away. Is Armored Supply Phobic. Now I'm putting this in an honorable mention. And the reason I put it as an honorable mention is because I've had inconsistent results with the bottle that was sent to me by the guys over at Armored Supply. I know DJ sent that to me. And what I mean by that is when I used it, I was either getting good hydrophobics or sometimes I was not getting good hydrophobics. It was like hit and miss for me with the same application. And I was like, I don't know what's going on with this. Maybe it's a bad batch. They did tell me it was the release version. I just didn't have the fancy label. So that's why I put it as an honorable mention for it. Because I did enjoy certain things of the product. I enjoyed the hydrophobics of it. I enjoyed the slickness of it. And I enjoyed the ease of use for it. And of course, it's, you're getting, what is it, 90 milliliters, I think, for $80 against real good cost there. And I think they claim up to 3 years out of it, but I mean, you can use it as a standalone or as a top coat. So I really did enjoy using the coating. That's why it gets an honorable mention, but it doesn't get up to this status because I was having inconsistent results. I'll see if I can get buy another bottle at some point. I don't know when. We'll see if I can get another bottle and test it out and see if it's still give me that inconsistent performance on it. So just very odd for it. So that covers the entry level side of things. Again, some real good options. The coatings these days are so user friendly that it's kind of hard to kind of get one, and that's really hard to use. Most of them are really nice to work with here. So I'm going to move these to the side, and we're going to get into the more professional based coatings here. When I mean that, these are the ones that are more durable. Again, these are all user friendly coatings, so let's just go ahead and talk about them here. First one up, Seaquartz UK 3.0. Again, this is always going to be on my list. I've always enjoyed this coating. Ease of use, its performance, real nice flash time on here. Not the slickest coating, so if you like slickness, you're going to want to top this with either Seaquartz SIC or Gliss 2.0. Again, not the slickest coating, but for me, it's been durable. I know people get kind of turned off for two things here. CarPro says this is a 2-year coating, but the thing you have to realize about CarPro, that their durability claims are conservative. So this actually can last longer. When I was testing this at 24 months, I actually just gave up and I said that's still performing. I can go on like another year or two. So it can actually go a lot longer than what they claim. I had it on my Camaro at one point for like 3 or 4 years, so it was doing pretty good there, and I had no problems with it. I've read people having real good performance with this, up to 5 years. So again, it just depends on how you maintain it. Depends on the environment you're exposed to. This can last a really long time. I've always enjoyed this. Real nice depth. The other thing that people might get turned off on is they always say, or CarPro says you have to apply 2 layers. Well, at least CarPro US in their instructions. What you have to look into is they say they recommend 2 layers, not require 2 layers. Again, 2 different things to think about there. A requirement means you have to do it. A recommendation says it's an option. So it's completely optional. You can actually use this as 1 layer if you wish. The second layer is really just going to give you more even coverage than anything. So kind of keep that in mind. It's not going to give you extra durability, but you can survive with 1 layer on this. Again, I'm going to put that here. I get my microphone box out of the way. That goes there. Up next, currently testing this on my dad's car, but it's on my brother's truck. It's the Jade Obsidian graphene ceramic coating. Again, real nice coating here. I've always had good performance with the Jade coatings, but this one here on my brother's truck, it's on there for 2 years. It still has nice hydrophobic considering the paint's super contaminated. I've only decon washed that thing once. We haven't done that in a while, and my brother actually drives that truck daily. He's been in the mountains a couple times, so he's putting some abuse on there. We're going to polish the truck and go with a different coating next time just for him to test out for me, but he was able to prove to me that this has some staying power. And then again, it's on my dad's truck. My dad's Impala right now. It's performing really well. I'll have the 1 year update coming soon. Real nice hydrophobics, real nice ease of use. One thing is, if you have to keep in mind with this coating here, it doesn't rainbow as much as their other ones. So this one, they kind of did two things. It has a slight rainbowing, but also does the sweating effect. So once it does the sweating effect, you can wipe it off. It has a UV tracer, so if you have your UV light, you can see where you've applied it to. Again, real nice coating here. If you wait a little bit longer, it's going to get really tacky. Um, Again, if you just don't wait too long, because you're going to have high spot issues. But if you catch it at the right time, you'll notice some resistance on the towel, and then it'll slicken as you come back with your secondary towel. But again, it has some real good slickness on this one. 1 layer coating. They claim up to 7 years. I'm going to get 7 years. Again, depends on how you use the car or your vehicle. If it's in the garage, absolutely. Like my car here has the Jade Aquamarine, which is a 6 year coating. It can last on here forever because I rarely drive it anyway, and it doesn't see harsh conditions in terms of rain. So that's the Jade Obsidian, a real nice coating here. You get a lot for your money too. This is a 60 ml bottle. I think right now it currently retails for $135, so it's a good cost for it. So we're gonna go ahead and put this here. And is this the 50 ml bottle of UK? I think so. Yeah, I bought the 50 ml bottle of UK. So that's what this one is here. That's why they look the same size. Like, oh, why does that look bigger? Up next here, we're gonna go over another American brand. Again, another coating from Ethos. This is their Graphene Matrix 2.0. Real nice performance. I tested this. I even tested the original version. I also tested this version side by side with their Pro, Graphene Max, and Easy Peasy, and they're all really nice application with this one. So this has real nice application, real user friendly, real nice wipe off, real nice hydrophobics. Again, just performed really well when I tested this for like almost about a year. So again, real nice coating here. Comes in two sizes, 30 and 50. Again, I think Tim might be coming up with another version. I'm not really sure. He was kind of hinting at it. I'm not really sure, but if he does, cool. I'm interested to try 3.0. But again, real nice coating from Ethos. And again, you can stack it with Easy Peasy. Then up next here, we're going to go with Clean by Pan 3. And again, I have this one unsealed. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to give this away. So I'll figure out what to put on there. You'll see the giveaway thing on here, but I think I'm going to give this away. This is Pan's 3-year coating. I had good results with this one. I actually was testing this side by side with some other coatings on the Equinox. Performed really well for the time I had it on there. I actually used this on my uncle's FJ Cruiser. I saw his FJ Cruiser the other day. Still looks real good. Considering that thing has single stage paint, or like a modern day single stage paint, it's still on there. We'll see if I can ever get it back and do a proper wash for it. But I'll tell you this, he takes it through the car wash, the drive-through car washes. So that thing's probably pretty beat up. Who knows if it's still performing on there? But again, Pan's 3-year. Comes with everything that you need in here. Comes with an applicator. Comes with a bottle of coating in here. That's really all you need to get started. This coating is on the thick side, so when you're trying to get it out of the dropper, it's kind of painful. But once you get it on there, real nice ease of use. You can apply it to like large sections. Wait a couple minutes and then wipe it off. And then what I noticed with this here, the initial wipe off was like, okay, nothing great. But then I came back to, like a little bit later, maybe like an hour later, it definitely got slicker. So this does get slicker as it starts to cure. Real nice hydrophobics on this. Price point for this though, for 30 mils is $99.99, which is $100. So that might turn some people off. But again, real nice coating from Pan here. I enjoyed the 3-year. I imagine the 8-year is just as good as this one. So again, real nice coating from Pan. And then I'm going to give 2 honorable mentions here. I'm going to give one to Jade Emerald, which is this one here, which is the green one. This is a ceramic coating. This one, the reason I'm putting an honorable mention because of its ease of use. It's a little bit easier to use than their obsidian coating here. And it has, like, this one seems like it has a longer flash time, but again, it has a nicer wipe off. So again, if you're looking for something that's a little bit more user friendly than this, you can just get this one here. You won't get the depth with this versus this. So again, if you want depth, you're going to want to go with the graphene coating, either this one here or even the 5-year one. But this does have some slight depth to it, but it gives that candy coated gloss. Real nice hydrophobics on here. Again, I've been testing this side by side with the graphene version on the Impala as well. Real nice coating here. Again, UV tracer in here as well. Nothing more I can say about this one. Again, a good honorable mention on here. And then the other one I'm going to give an honorable mention to, which I don't have the bottle because I threw that bottle away, is Naziol ZR53. I enjoyed that one too. Real nice slickness when you're wiping it off. Does the sweating effect. Does a good job too. And if you once you see it sweat, wipe it off. And again, real nice ease of use with that one here. Real nice hydrophobics, real nice slickness. And I did forget to mention one coating that's actually with these other ones here, not honorable mention, and that's actually Geon Mo's Evo. I almost forgot that one. So Geon Mo's Evo would be with these other ones. I recommend that one too. Not an honorable mention, but more in this category. I just enjoyed using that one too. It just performed really well for me. Worked great as a wheel coating. This works great as a wheel coating as well, just so you know, and a trim coating. And again, just Geon Mo's Evo is a real solid coating. Real easy application. You can do one layer, it's a single layer coating. You can do a second layer if you want. And, Geon does say you're going to get a 4 years with the second application, 3 years with a single layer application. Real nice coating from Geon Mo's Evo. So in that range, it'll be Sequartz UK, Jade Obsidian, Ethos Graphing Matrix, Clean by Pan, Geon Mo's Evo, and then honorable mention will go for the Jade Emerald and Naziol ZR53. I just want to clear that up. So that's the more professional side things of coatings here. And again, I want to give that pan one away. We'll talk about that towards the end of the video here. So we're going to go over glass coatings, and I primarily only have two because I don't have the other bottle here. So we're going to talk about ADS Glass V2. And again, this glass coating, again, they did a better job with this one because the first one was not that user-friendly, and this one's a lot more user-friendly. I mean, I should say a lot more. It's more user-friendly than the original one because this is more of a wipe-on, wipe-off coating. No cure time, so you can actually just apply it, wipe it off, and you can apply the second layer. I would recommend the second layer for the front glass. Everywhere else, you can just do one. Anywhere where you have a wiper, just apply second layer. But again, real nice coating application with this. Good slickness, easy wipe-off. One thing you want to keep in mind with this here, though, is there's been videos where the guys from ADS have said that you can actually apply it to all your glass. Like you can start on one side of the glass, say you start on the passenger side, and you work your way all the way around. You can come back to the passenger side and wipe it off. I tried that, and it was kind of a pain. So be mindful of your environment, because if you do that, and it doesn't wipe off easy, you're gonna be polishing off the glass. So I'd recommend just do one glass piece at a time. Like for example, the front glass, wherever you start. If you start on the passenger side, do the passenger side, apply it, go to the driver's side, apply it, come back to the passenger side, wipe it off, and you can apply your second layer right away, and then do the same thing on the driver's side. So again, no cure time with this. And I forget the durability for this, but Bradley did post one time in their Facebook group. He tested against wiper abrasion, and it lasted the longest on there. So again, real nice wiper abrasion with this. This one's a little old, so I'm not going to be using this anymore. But again, real nice glass coating from this. Been in my dad's car for about a year. Still doing just fine. No issues with that. So that goes there. And then the next one here is this Jade Amethyst coating here. This one, again, very nice ease of use there. This one does the sweating effect, so it will sweat on the glass. Once you start to see it sweat, you can wipe it off. Very slight rainbow, but it does more of the sweating effect. I'm going to go ahead and use this again. You get 60 milliliters for, again, the price varies between $45 to $50 versus 30 milliliters for, I forget how much this is, $70 I think. But again, you get a lot for your money with this, but you're going to sacrifice durability with this. Jade states this is a 6-month glass coating or 10,000 miles, whichever comes first. Again, just depends on how often you're using your wipers, because a wiper is going to braid the coating. So this one may not last as long as ADS. But again, I enjoyed it. Pretty slick on the glass. I'm going to be using this again pretty soon here shortly. And I just want to put that on there. But my dad, actually, this is on the Equinox side by side with the Adams one, and it's still on there performing well like a year later. So definitely recommended. No UV tracer in this one. Real nice glass coating from Jade. And then the last one that would round it up is, I don't have it in front of me because I don't have the bottle anymore, is the Ethos Easy Glass. I enjoyed that one. I put it side by side with ADS. It's hung in there with ADS. Maybe not as hydrophobic as ADS, but ease of use is there. It does not have cure time. Also, it doesn't have the flash time, little rainbow. But you can leave it sit on the glass for a longer period of time and then wipe it off. But it did well. I'm quite pleased with it. I think the amount that you get is, you get 15 milliliters, either 50 ml bottle, and I think the next size up is 50. I think if they can give me a 30 ml bottle with some pretty good, with a pretty good cost, that might be the way to go versus 15. The only reason being is you're going to be using 15 pretty quick, because I would recommend you do 2 layers on the front glass. That's going to take some product there. So again, those are the 3 glass coatings there. So we're going to put these aside here. We're going to move over to, let's talk about trim coatings here. I'm going to put these 3 here. So we're going to talk about these 2 here. Primarily these 2 are going to be very similar. That's ADS trim and DIY detail, restore and protect. The reason I'm saying that is because these both have the black dye. So these will actually do some restorative properties to your trim. So if your trim's looking a little faded, you can apply this. It's got the black pigment in there. This gets the edge in terms of hydrophobics. Again, I haven't tested long-term durability for this one, but what I can say is this one does work pretty well. Like a year later, the trim still looks good. You can just reapply it and it will darken the trim a little bit more to just give you that fresh look. Both can be used on new trim. You may not notice a real distinct change in the appearance, but it is going to enrich them and make them look darker. So you can go with either one. You're getting more for your money with ADS Trim Plus because you're getting a 50 ml bottle here, and you just kind of know that going forward. So again, 2 good coatings here. Honestly, you can't go wrong with either one. Just depends on whichever one you want to buy. Both are good. Can't complain with either one. And then I'm going to put this one because this is it's probably the most expensive out of the ones here. But I'm going to go ahead and say Seaquartz D-Light here. And the reason I put this on here is because it states right here, look like an old guy here with my glasses here because I don't need them for distance, but I can see it here. Prevents yellowing and fading of headlights, PPF, and other plastics meaning plastic trim. This CarPro has shown the data that this does help block UV. So there is a UV, it tells you right here, UVA and UVB. It's on the bottom of the label right there. And works great on PPF, I can tell you that much. And I've been testing this on trim. I actually coated a piece of trim. It still looks really dark. So it looks like it does a real good job on plastic trim. Again, it's just expensive for what you get. And here they do have a smaller size bottle now. Is it 10 or 15 milliliters? I forget which size. So if you just have a little bit of trim, you can buy that small bottle. But if you're going to be coating PPF and plastic trim, you may want to get the bigger bottle. I think this is the 30 ml bottle. Again, real nice coating. Just a more. Is it an off-label use? Probably because you don't see it mentioned too much. But again, I would definitely, if you're looking for the actual UV properties, D-Light has it. So that's for glass. Let's get these out of the way. I mean for trim. And then as far as wheel coating, I don't have the bottle of it. I threw it away. But I'm going to give the nod to ADS wheel coating. Now, again, I'm not too highly sold on wheel coatings because wheel coatings for me have not performed that well. I've actually had better performance with actual paint coatings. Like Seaquartz UK does way better than Seaquartz Deluxe. And these jade coatings work really well for wheel coating. So again, I've had better performance with an actual paint coating than I have an actual wheel coating. The wheels on the Grand Prix have had Adams Advanced Graphene. I want to say it's a little bit more than 3 years, and it's still hanging in there. So again, it lasts a long time. So I've had better performance with a paint coating than actual wheel coating. Wheel coatings just for me tend to fail within 15 to 18 months. 22 PLE VM1 was my favorite coating, but the thing about that is 22 PLE is no longer around. So I actually tried Deluxe, and Deluxe just, again, 15 months, and you had to go 2 layers for the amount of work you're putting in. Just didn't do it for me. Then I tried ADS wheel coating, and I had high hopes for it, but again, within 18 months, it was already starting to have issues. Even though they do state it's a up to 2-year durability coating, I like to see them increase the durability. It is a rather thick coating, and what we've been sold on these wheel coatings is that it has a high temperature resistance. That's why you need it. Paint coatings these days have some real high temperature resistance, so you're not going to be melting those off the wheel. They can handle it. Ethos, for example, Ethos and Jade have a big window, like 1800 Celsius or something like that. I think that's what it was, to 2300, 2200. So again, real high temperature resistance, just UK does as well. So you'll be perfectly fine with the paint coating. But we've been sold on wheel coatings that they have a higher temperature resistance. And the other thing that's kind of being thrown out there now these days, they go on thicker to handle abrasion better. I don't know, man. A paint coating has just done quite well for me. So completely up to you if you want to use a wheel coating, but I'm just kind of putting it out there that you can always buy the bigger bottle, like Seaquartz UK. I can get the bigger bottle, use it, put it on the paint, put it on the trim, put it on the side glass or whatever, and then I can coat the wheels with whatever I have left over. Same thing for like Jade or Ethos. I can just do that. So I still get good performance out of it. So that's my take on wheel coatings. But again, ADS is probably the best option we have at this point. Better than G-Technic C5, better than Carpro Deluxe, better than at least the original Geon rim. I haven't tried Evo, so I don't know how that's going to perform, but I can say that's better than that. And I forget which other wheel coatings I've tested off the top of my head. And then finally, we're going to wrap this up with interior coatings. I primarily just have one. That's Diamond Protech Diamond Interior. The reason I like this one is what it does to the trim. It just enhances the plastic on the inside of the vehicle, vinyl. So if your plastic's looking a little aged and starting to look like it's fading, this will kind of give it that restorative property. It just darkens that back up. Even new trim, it'll darken it just a bit. It lasts a long time in the car. Real nice application with this. It's that lotion-like consistency, and then you can apply it on plastic vinyl. Not real leather, but if you have vinyl seats, you can apply this on there and it'll last a long time. So again, real nice coating for the interior. And then that's all I have for you guys. Honorable mention really is Dash Pro. Primarily I just use this on the dash because it does work to repel dust. And so sometimes what I'll do is I'll coat the dash and everything with this, and then I'll just top it with this just for that. But again, this is more of an honorable mention. You can use it on the full interior if you wish, but it's the only one that I like. So that's all I have for you guys in terms of coatings. I know it's a bit longer video than what I planned to. That's what I have. Post your comments down below. Let me know what you guys like. And as stated, I'm going to go ahead and give away this bottle of Clean by Pan 3-year, completely sealed. Everything is included in here. Just go ahead and post hashtag. We'll just do Pan the Organizer. I was gonna give them a little rib here. Just say hashtag the best. Maybe we should do that. Maybe we should just have a little fun with Pan here. Just put hashtag the best. If you're in the States, I will send this to you for free. I'll cover shipping costs. I'll just send this out to you. So as long as 48 states, subscriber, and just put the hashtag on there, and then I will go ahead and do a random giveaway, and I'll post in the community post the winner, and so keep an eye on that. And then winner gets this, and they can use it and have fun with it next spring or wherever you're at. If you're in Southern California, you can apply this anytime or any nice weather. But again, you'll enjoy this coating. It's a real nice coating from Pan. So I'll give that away. And the other thing that people are going to probably ask is like, where's the ADS coatings? And that's a valid question. The reason I didn't put ADS coatings in here is because they went to V2 in the middle during TRCMA. I don't even know what year that. I don't even know what month that was. But they went to V2, so that kind of disqualified them from being put in here because I haven't tried their V2 coatings. At some point I will. I don't know when, but we'll try them down the road. ADS Pro V2 and Quartz V2. By the time I get to their coatings, they might be on V3, but we'll try them at some point down the line. And but that's the reason why they're not on here. I just haven't tried their V2, so we're kind of disqualified from being recommended. But their first version stuff was pretty good. I can just imagine that their new stuff is really good. So that's it. That's all I have for you guys. Thanks for watching a 40-minute video, and I will catch you on the next one. Take care, everyone, and don't forget to comment.